Hey guys, John here at learningguitarnow.com, and in this lesson I want to show you how to play a lover with a feeling style solo. Now, kind of taking inspiration from the Freddie King version. Not really sure exactly who wrote the tune, but try to include some elements from the Freddie King version. There's lots of people who have covered this song, but I was going for the Freddie King style tone and vibe that he did. Thought some really cool stuff. Also, maybe throwing in a little bit of Albert King style and a little bit of my own style as well. To get the tone for this lesson, I'm using this Murphy Lab Gibson 58 Les Paul, and I'm using my 1966 Fender Vibrolux, and you can see the settings right here. Pretty much got the volume on around 6. Just gives you a lot of overdrive, and you crank it up to about 6. I got it in another room, so I don't have to be in the same room with it because it's extremely loud at 6 like that. 35 watt amp, blow your ears out for sure. So I've got it in a room that's kind of almost soundproof, so I'm just listening back through studio monitors when I'm recording it. And on the guitar, the position I'm using is the middle position on the Les Paul here, and I've got the bridge pickup cranked to 10, and then I have the neck pickup on the Les Paul on around 8, 7.5. It gives you a lot of bite, but also a little bit of bass from the neck pickup. You can get kind of a more Freddie King style sound when you got that configuration of your pickups happening. Both tone knobs are on 10. This solo is in the key of B flat, and it's a 12-bar blues. We'll go ahead and take a look at the first few licks for free, and if you'd like to gain access to the entire lesson with the interactive tabs and backing tracks, check out the All Access Pass. Okay, let's go ahead and get started with the lesson. Okay, now I'm going to break the solo down for you into 8 separate licks, and we'll go ahead and start with lick number 1 is this. Okay, so for lick number 1, we're starting as like a pickup little few notes that's coming in. Counting this in 12/8. Once again, it's a 12-bar blues key of B flat. So, B flat is a 6th note right here on your low E string. And, I'm just playing a lot of stuff from the minor pentatonic scale. You should always be aware of the first position, minor pentatonic scale, whatever key you're playing in. So right here, got that 6, 9. All that stuff right there going on. So that's the main area that I'm starting in, just adding some notes around that position and some other positions to play the solo. So for the first lick, it's going to come in on the 9th count. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we got 9, 10, 11, 12, and hitting the 6th fret right here on the high E. And then jumping immediately to the same note on the B string, that'll be 6, 11. That's a common Freddie King thing he'll do a lot of times. B.B. King will do that as well. Well, hear Freddie King doing that a lot. And, we're taking from this minor pentatonic position the first phrase. But like I said previously, I'm adding a couple notes to that to give it more of a major sound. Adding the major third, 6 to 7 right here. Minor third, major third, 6, 8 on the B string. It's just a classic blues position, pretty easy to play. Has more of a major sound, but of course we're starting on the minor third. Then jumping immediately to our root on our B string, adding a lot of vibrato. That's when the band kicks in right here. When you hit that 6 on the high E, band kicks in. And jump immediately to that note and vibrato it. Now it's going to go to E flat. It's a quick change 12-bar blues. I'm going to do this. Using a rake here, 6 to then 8 against our major pentatonic sound, and then striking that 9th fret on the high E to give her that minor third. And if you take a look at that note in accordance to the chord that we're playing over, which is a E flat, it's just the note in the E flat 7th chord. So I like to take a look at, what notes are occurring and I'm playing in a solo over the chords that's happening. That note right here, 9th fret, high E string, that's a flat 7. That gives us the flat 7, E flat 7 chord right here. So it sounds cool to play when the E flat 7 chord is happening. It sounds really cool, and I'm just bending that major, or that minor third right here, almost to that major sound, but not quite. Once again, that in-between minor and major sound, that's also the same note right here. It's just 2 notes taken from the minor pentatonic scale. But, adding a little bit of style like that to it. Barely bending it up gradually. Adding the rate. Gives it a lot of vibe. Okay, that's it for lick 1. Okay, lick 2 sounds like this. Okay, so for lick 2, kind of mimicking a Freddie King thing, because a lot of times he would use a thumb pick and then a finger pick. So I'm not using a thumb pick or a finger pick. I am using a pick, but I'm using my finger to play and pop this note here on the bottom. I'm using a rake too to get to this. It's not something that he probably exactly did, but to me it has that kind of a vibe of Freddie King. Without, using finger picks and trying to play exactly like it. I thought it sounded cool. And he'll a lot of times do that type of a rundown down the minor pentatonic scale and then add the blues flat 5 to it. Now I'm going to add that major hammer on, minor third, major third. Now walk down the blues scale again on our 8, 7, 6, 5, ending on that major third. Always important to know where those major thirds are at inside of every pentatonic pattern. In this case, we're using minor pentatonic pattern number 1. So a pretty cool little lick, raking, and then I'm popping it with my second finger. Kind of simulates a little bit of a finger pick sound. Of course, not exactly, but getting the ballpark. And I'm kind of dragging those notes. You could experiment with how much that you drag them, and just kind of speeding up as I go along. So you could vary the lick a lot of different ways. It's not kind of, there is a rhythm to it, but I kind of like dancing around the rhythm, It's just kind of a flowing thing, and that's a cool thing that you can do in blues a lot of times. Just kind of weave in and out of the tempo, back and forth, slow and kind of speed up. It's kind of a cool thing I like to do. And you hear a lot of the classic players do that as well. The next bar, we're on the 1 chord, the B flat. We're going to do this. You hear Freddie King doing that stuff, just bending up, simple lick. Then the 4 chord's going to happen, the E flat chord, and then I'm going to strike it while it's bent up. And then slightly bend that minor third, not quite to the major third, but in the middle. That note right there is a note taken from the E flat 7th chord once again, but I'm just kind of bending it, but not bending it all the way to that major third sound. This lick here. Like that one a lot. I hear him doing that sometimes. So that's just our flat 7 with my pinky or third finger, depending on how you want to play it. Then adding some heavy vibrato. Bend up to almost that flat 5 sound. And that's pretty much it for lick 2. A lot of cool things happening with it. Okay, well that does it for this free lesson. Like I mentioned previously, if you'd like to gain access to the whole lesson, interactive tabs, backing tracks, the PDF download, the Neural DSP preset that I created for this lesson. Check out All Access. You'll also gain access to everything I've created over the last 15 years, all the courses and podcasts, lessons, backing tracks. It's a lot of stuff, around 200 hours of video lessons right now, learningguitarnow.com. All right, thanks for watching.